Hi there, Carrie from Stamp with CT. It's time for Facebook Live, y'all. And it is April 2025. That's so crazy that it's already April the 2nd, but here we are. So if you are catching this part of the video, you're probably watching the replay. So thank you for being here, replay crew. And I'm hoping that some friends can hop on live and we'll say hello. But either way, so grateful for you. So glad you're here. We are going to do some, that sounded kind of country, didn't it? Yes, I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Texas, in case you can't tell from that accent. So we are going to make a couple of cards today. And these are actually the projects that I had prepped for you last week. But just before it was time to go live, my father passed away. So I am so sorry I wasn't able to be here last week, but just wasn't possible. So this week I will share these projects with you, do a little crafting and connecting with you, and I'm excited that you're here. So it is a crazy day as far as weather here in Texas. We've had a little bit of everything. We have had some rain, we've had some sunshine, some cloud cover, some wind. It's just kind of crazy. Not too hot, not too cold though, so that's nice. So I've enjoyed just a little bit of the whole gamut of weather as we've been doing a little bit of work around the house. Oliver and I have been doing some things. So I'm going to get started and hopefully some friends can hop in and say hello. But we are going to be making a cute little project with some scraps today. So this is one, oh gosh, the name of this paper just kind of slipped my mind. Just slipped my mind. So, hey, drop it in the comments for me if you're one of my team members or usually follow. I would appreciate that. But it is a beautiful paper. We use this for the after party. And the colors are just so lovely. And after we had done so much holiday crafting, it was so nice to get such bright and vibrant yellows and the pretty greens. So if you have a lot of scraps in your craft room, which raise your hand if you have a lot of scraps, I sure do. And what I like to do is when I cut into my papers, I go ahead and put, whether it's cardstock or designer series paper, I go ahead and put the scraps back in the same package. And I'm much more apt to use my scraps that way, is what I have found. Now, when I first started crafting, I would just throw all of my scraps of cardstock and DSP into a box like that was red or blue or green, and I just never used them. So I like to keep everything together. And that way when I pull out, you know, let's say Granny Apple Green cardstock, then I have everything there together, and I tend to use up the scraps that way. So for designer series paper, I do the same thing, put it back in the same envelope as the full pieces, and then when I end up with all those little scraps, I have to make a card. I have to use them up, and they make beautiful cards too. Now, while I'm on the topic of scraps, we are also going to be using scrap paper this Friday in our Finally Friday free online class. So it will be the Friends of the Ocean that we will be using. That's what we're using for stamp class here in April also. That's the third Saturday of each month. But we'll be using scraps, and Dale and I will come live right here at 5 p.m. Central Time to make 3 projects with you. And we're going to use up those scraps, you guys. I'm on a kick on scraps again. I guess it's because I have a lot of them in my craft room, but that's just what happens when you craft a lot, isn't it? So let me show you a couple of the products that we're going to use. I'll set this card aside. I'm not sure if I really brought it up where you could get a good look at it, but I thought that turned out just really pretty. So we are using this wonderful stamp set that I have borrowed from Cheryl, So Sincere. It has got some of the sweetest sentiments on it. Now we used this Saturday for our celebration event. And Jan was telling us that this was in the catalog at one point, and somehow we missed it. But Cheryl picked it up on online exclusives and let me borrow it, and then I had to get myself one too. I just love this stamp set. So that's what we're going to be using for sentiments. And since I had this all out last week and then I needed to clean my room for Saturday's event, I just went ahead and did my stamping ahead of time. So I'll have everything ready to go. We'll just assemble today. Now, of course, you know I love the Nested Essentials dies, and we're going to be using one of the banners from it. I love the fact that they stitch not only the positive piece that you're cutting out, but the negative that's left behind. That can be really fun on projects too, but these are some awesome dies. And then I have to pull in my Stylish Shapes dies, right? I guess I should put them back in order here. Love these so much. And I just got a message the other day. Becca got these and she was already in love with them after just using them for a short period of time. They're so versatile. The circles alone, I use them all the time. So we're going to be using these two for our sentiments. Okay, so we're going to make a couple of cards. And this first one, we're using Wildflower Birthday. You know, that is what we used for stamp class last month. So, of course, I have all these little strips. And I cut mine at about 1/2 inch. And just used up what I had. So, let's use our card base. So get a bone folder and get this white card base ready. This is a piece of thick basic white 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. So we'll burnish that. And then I took this piece and went ahead and ran it through the embossing folder, and that's what I've done on all of these cards is we're using an embossed layer. I just think adding that little bit of texture really, really helps. But I think I'll go ahead and build on this before I glue it down. So I'm not sure if this will show up so much on my project there, but I'll show you as we go. I just like to lay out these pieces because, of course, some of them have gold foiling. Some of them have different colors on them. And I kind of want to get an idea of where I want everything. And I just cut pieces. So I think I have 5, 6, 7 strips for each project. It doesn't really matter how many you use. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if we're going to put a 6th one on this one. We could. I don't think we're going to, though. I think I'm just going to kind of space them out a little bit. Yeah, we'll go ahead and put all of these on here. So now that I know which way I want to lay them out, let me kind of get myself gathered here. And mine are about 1/2 inch wide. Let me just make sure I like. Play like, what is that game where you have the shells? The shell game. That's what it's called, right? Move everything around. Make sure I like where the colors are. I don't know if I want this guy on there or not. I think not. We're just going to go with our 5. So I'm going to start in the middle. But the first thing I'm going to do, and it may not show up super well on my sample, but I did go ahead and tear the ends. So on each piece, both ends, I'm just going to tear it. And so this one is really pretty because it's got the beautiful leaves with the gold foiling. So let's bring our glue in. And we'll add this in the center. And what's nice about this project is you don't have to be perfect. And then we'll go over to the right. We're not overthinking it. We're just using up these scraps, doing our little pattern. And it's okay. Like you can see, I kind of put that one on wonky a little bit. That's okay. If you like that look. If you don't, then, you know, you can always get a ruler and line everything up. Oh, I think I just tore this one the wrong way. I did, didn't I? Maybe not. I like the little cake on the stand on this paper. It doesn't show up super well with the little strip since it's just a 1/2 inch of the paper, but that looks pretty cute. So I'm okay if it's not all just matchy-matchy, perfectly straight. I'm just going to keep tearing those ends and adding my strips. And throwing my glue down, huh? Let me know what you've been working on in your craft room. Oops, I want to do it this way. I know a lot of people are making their Easter cards. Such a fun time to craft in the spring. I love all the vibrant colors and everything. Scoot that guy up a little bit. Okay, let me get this debris out of the way. Oh, there was a little bit of embellishments I had tucked into that envelope I kind of forgot about. Those are the actual party dots that go with this suite, the Wildflower Birthday. So I may very well go ahead and use those. That was a little happy accident. Totally forgot they were in there. I'm going to glue this down a little better. And I just like the way that embossing makes that look. Got a little bit of glue on my fingers, so let me get that off. And then we'll use our dot, dot, not a lot method. We'll squiggle in the middle. And I don't think that I told you that, like, my pink piece here, pretty sure that is Pretty in Pink. It's 5 by 3 3/4. And then my strips are, I believe, 3 1/2. I can measure one right quick. But I'm pretty sure they're 3 1/2. Let me measure that stray guy that we didn't end up using. The Scared Oliver. Yeah, 3 1/2 by 1/2 inch. Sorry, Oliver. I know you were napping, weren't you? And so then I just used, again, the Shy Shamrock, which is what I stamped with on the Pretty in Pink. And we'll add this circle to the other one. And I purposely want to come over to the left a little bit on these two circles. I don't want it perfectly centered. I think that gives it a little bit of whimsy. It says, hope your day is a happy one. A little bit different because it doesn't directly say happy birthday, but I thought that was really cute. So we'll grab some dimensionals. So we can pop up this sentiment. I think that will help that stand out from the strips of paper too. And because of how I position that, I think we're going to come over to this side with our sentiment. Oh, that's cute, you guys. That is so, so cute. So now let's grab a couple of these embellishments. And this strip is just left from class. I'm probably going to come in with a few more than what I would normally use, just to kind of fill in a couple of the gaps. Put one down here, and maybe one right about there. Okay. So that is our cute little Wildflower Birthday card made with our scraps, little strips. And let's make one more. We have the online exclusive On The Go suite of products. We used it a couple weeks ago, so y'all have seen that. But again, using Shy Shamrock, you catch a theme there? This time a Shy Shamrock card base. We'll burnish that right quick. because it's a dark card base, we'll put our inside panel of basic white. Just cut it 5 1/4 by 4. But our outside layer is going to be 5 by 3 3/4. Okay. So I did something exciting at 1:30 in the morning yesterday. Demonstrators could pre-order from the new annual catalog that will be coming out in May. Use that same embossing folder here. So I had my card all loaded up. I should have built that on here before I glued it down, but I'm okay with this. We'll just do it different. Anyway, I had my cart loaded with all the goodies that I wanted. So Dale and I sat down, I guess it was Saturday afternoon or Sunday, and we kind of planned out some of the events that we have coming up. Because of course we'll have a launch party for the new catalog in May. And then we've got bingo. We're playing bingo almost every month now. So we kind of decided what we wanted to get. There was a limited amount of things. I've already torn these. Limited amount of things that you could pre-order. But we didn't have any problem finding things we liked. So had that cart loaded up and ready to go. And I could just hit the button when I woke up at 1:30. Had to go to the bathroom. Worked out great. Isn't that funny? I'm just getting everything lined up. And I think I'm going to go with Shy Shamrock, Summer Splash, Shy Shamrock, Summer Splash. No, Shy Shamrock. And, oh gosh, this is a new color that we're getting back. Strawberry Slush. This was a color back when I first became a demonstrator 12 years ago, and I loved it. And when it retired, I was so super sad. Tara and I just were not sure how we were going to be able to continue crafting without our beautiful Strawberry Slush. What's funny is I do love a Strawberry Slush from Sonic too. It's going to always make me want a Strawberry Slush from Sonic. But it's really a pretty pink, bright and fun. I think we're going to go with all 6 of them this time, y'all. What do you think? I like it. I think we're going to go with it. Okay. Let me slide them off. I don't know, maybe. I change my mind so many times when I'm doing something like this. I can't decide if I like that one or not. We'll put these 2 towards the middle of the middle. So when we get a new catalog, we also get 5 new colors, the in colors. Stampin' Up! Retires 5, and we get 5 new, which I'm always sad to see most of the colors go. But then once we get the new colors in our hands, I kind of forget about the old ones. Is that bad? I just can't help it. It helps to really freshen up our color combos. They definitely know what they're doing by bringing in those new colors. It really, really makes a big difference. Just kind of gluing on, and I don't care if they overlap a little bit. I'm having a few more on this card. So, and I may have scooched it over too far to the right, but I'm not going to worry about this. I'm just going with it for this card, using up my scraps, and that makes me so happy. because this paper is such a fun color combo too, I think it makes it really cute. Go to the online exclusives. You can check out my online store at stampwithct.stampinup.net, and you can go and look at the on-the-go suite. So adorable. If you love to travel, it's really, really cute products. And it would be great for memory keeping too for a trip. Now we're going to go ahead and put our greeting on there. But I definitely want to get some dimensionals on the back of our little banner. And I may use a few bits of the bones here. I like to call those edges of the dimensionals the bones. My friend Rick taught me that. We'll add those little strips. And that's going to work out really well. I may put one more there. I know it's a lot of dimensionals, but that's okay. It's not going to come off now, is it? Let's pull that backing off. And if you're new to stamping and Stampin' Up, dimensionals are foam tape that's a kind of double-sided adhesive. And they give some dimension when we want to pop up something like this sentiment. And it just makes it more pleasing to your eye, I think. Now, I went ahead with this suite. There's also a trio, a combo pack of 3 different colors of twine. And I did this last week, you guys. I took 2 pieces of that twine and tied a bow together. And then we're going to just pop it on right up here at the top of our banner. May need to fluff it out just a tiny bit. I thought that would be the perfect addition to this project. And I do have these embellishments. They're opal rounds. And even though they're dark colors, I really thought that these clear ones, they may have a little bit of a yellow cast to them. I think I'm still going to go with it though. Just to give it a little bit of shine. We'll put a couple of these on. Just so you know, when you kind of turn it a bit, it catches the light. Okay. They may not show up on camera, but they just kind of pick up the light when you move the card, gives another little bit of texture. So that is our on-the-go card using our scraps. What do y'all think? Do you have a favorite? I think that yellow is just so pretty, but they just have a different look to them with the different papers. It's so much fun to use up those scraps. I love when I invest in a product like this and I can use every little piece of it. Makes me so happy. Okay, let me move some things over because I do have some happy mail and different little things that I've received that I want to share with you. This is a little bit late since St. Patrick's Day passed, but Cassandra uses the Kirby Keepsake dies that Stampin' Up! Offered years ago, and she makes treats pretty much every month. This is not closed exactly. There we go. That's why. So this little box holds a good bit of candy, but she is kind of known to be the Kirby Keepsake Queen. She uses these little boxes for almost every holiday to make friends and family treats, and it's such a sweet little thing that she does. It always makes me happy, and it makes me so excited to see what she comes up with. So is he not the most adorable leprechaun ever? So cute. So, so cute. Thank you, Cassandra. Dale and I really look forward to our treats with each holiday. So cute. And then I have a couple of cards to share too. This one is not a handmade card, it's store-bought, but I just love the layout, and it kind of makes me think of what we did today. You could definitely do this with strips of paper and then put a big thank you sentiment on there, or just a piece of designer series paper back behind and then a nice large thank you sentiment. So looking at the layout, even though this is a store-bought card, it is absolutely beautiful. And then I have another store-bought card, and this one is a sympathy card that we received, and I wanted to share it with you because, again, it's beautiful. It's way oversized. It's just a stunning card, but I really like the way that they justified this over to the right. Isn't that interesting? So I love looking at cards and other crafts and just trying to see what is pleasing to the eye. I think that's just so pretty, and we've got a lot of paper right now with greenery that has the gold foiling to it. So this would be such an easy sympathy card for us to make. Scale it down just a little bit, but so pretty to have the pattern paper behind, and then maybe even use one of the squares from the Stylish Shapes. Let me grab those. Like, you could even die cut one of the larger squares and then do your stamping there. Wouldn't that be pretty? So we are always looking for card ideas, layout ideas, and I thought that was just a really pretty card from Jan and David. And then I have another sympathy card. This one came from my amazing friend Trish. And Dale looked at this last night, and it got a little bit teary-eyed, I'll admit. It's just so beautiful. And he said, what a beautiful job she did. And just knowing, you know, this comes from the heart. So thank you, Trish. We love this card. We will probably case this card because it's just so striking with a little bit of stamping. You know, it's not embellished. It's a neutral color or color combo. And it's just, you know, does what it needs to do. Lets us know that she's thinking of us, and it's just absolutely stunning. So thank you, Trish. We're going to use that layout for sure. And then I do have one more card to share with you. I don't think that I have shared this one before, but if I did, you get to see it again. This one came from Debbie, and it is just so lovely. We have a challenge in our Super Inspired Stampers team each month, and when people participate in that, they are eligible to win a prize, and it's usually, almost always, a stamp set. And this is actually the card that Debbie did for the Creative Challenge for this month, and it's to use the online exclusive products. Isn't that just beautiful? Just a work of art. I love the splatters, and just, it's just so beautiful with the coloring and everything. So thank you, Debbie. Dale and I really, really enjoyed that too. And she brought us a strawberry cake. And we got a loaf of bread from Cheryl. It's just so nice when you get little surprise and delights like that. So I appreciate y'all so much. We love our friends. We love our stamping friends. And it was fun to just be able to come and spend a little bit of time to craft and connect with you today. I missed you guys last week. Okay, like I said, we have Finally Friday free online class this Friday, 5 p.m. Central Time, right here on Stamp with CT Facebook page, or we upload it to YouTube once we're done. And I think that's it for reminders for right now. I hope you'll join us Friday night. We have a lot of fun. And again, we'll be using up some more scraps. So if you need help with that, stop by and we'll be glad to share with you and hope to inspire you. Talk to you soon.